Today is a really exciting day for me, well actually all of us, because I have Hotch and Girly with me. Today we are going to take you guys to Dogtail's Rescue and Sanctuary. That's actually the rescue that brought me Hotch and Girly, so come along. Okay, so this is Dogtail's Rescue and Sanctuary. Before I take you guys on a little bit of a tour, I just kind of wanted to talk about why this place is so special to me and why I thought it was important to come here, take you guys around, meet some of the animals, and kind of share the story. So you guys know I have two rescue dogs, Hotch and Girly. This is Hotch and this is Girly. A couple years ago, about two years ago, I saw a picture of Girly online and I immediately thought I have to go in, I have to meet that dog. So I came in and Girly was in one of the kennels with Hotch. So their story is they are potcakes, they're from the Bahamas. Girly had a home for a couple years with a young lady who then wanted to adopt another dog. So she came to the Humane Society of Grand Bahama and adopted Hotch into their family. A year later, she moved off the island and she couldn't take either of them with her. So she surrendered them both to the shelter. And so Hotch had essentially had a home for a year. At this point, Hotch was about 7 years old. He had lived 6 years of his life in a shelter, and then Girly spent a good 3 years of her life in the shelter as well. In the Bahamas, there's only so many people on the island to adopt dogs, so it's easy to adopt out the younger dogs, but when you get to the older dogs, they spend a lot of their life just growing old in a shelter. So one of the volunteers, Stephanie, she actually volunteers here at Dogtail's, and she also lives in the Bahamas, so she volunteers there when she's down there. She asked Danielle if she could, if they could bring some of the dogs from the Bahamas. I think it might have been a little under 10 dogs, and within a couple months they all had homes, and I know that since then they've brought more dogs from the Bahamas, but it's just nice to see, dogs that didn't have really much of a chance at finding a home there come to Ontario, and they're adopted immediately. So that's their story. I thought what better way than to just take you guys around and show you some of the dogs that are up for adoption, and maybe we can get some of them on their way to finding their forever home. Let's go. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Oh, they look good.
Oh,
They are
they're living their
perfect.
best life.
Do you remember me? Remember this place? So this is Dogtail's Rescue and Sanctuary. We're home to many rescue dogs and a sanctuary for rescue horses. Usually we have about 120 dogs.
Okay.
It's never really less than that just because the demand's so high to take in dogs into the shelter. We have sheep, pigs, ducks, chickens. We have a lot of staff, full-time staff that do training and they work with the dogs on a daily basis, same with the horses. We try to make the shelter look welcoming to people, and we try to make it as home-like for the dogs so that they're in the least stress possible while they're waiting for a forever family. So majority of the horses came from a meat auction. So Danielle competed against the meat buyers to save these animals. Same with the cows. Others also come from other shelters. So we have one blind horse named Ben, and he came from a local shelter in Canada. They just didn't have the facility to work with him because he was a retired racehorse that became blind, so they were nervous of letting him outside. And then we also get horses from situations where they're abandoned and neglected. So we have, I think, 80 or something horses, 80 or so, and they all stay in herds. They're kind of like little families in their paddocks. They really enjoy to spend time together and they really form bonds and they help each other out. There's some shy ones, some confident ones. So a lot are older, or they just have been worked so hard and not the right way, where they have scars all over them, a lot of arthritis, issues with like their legs and that sort of thing.
So they can just kind of come here and live, their retirement.
Yeah, and find a family. They have a family of horses that they just stick with. Yeah.
Okay, so we are just heading over to the pig pen now. We're gonna meet Matilda.
Matilda! Matilda! There she is.
My heart, my heart.
Come on, Matilda! Good girl. Good girl, Matilda. Look at the ears. What are you doing? Were you taking a nap? And those two pink ones are George and Elliot.
Oh my goodness.
So they came to us from just like an online ad where they were being sold for meat. So someone was just like raising them in a farm or their house, something like that. And when we got them, Matilda was actually only this small, and then she never stopped growing. The bigger belly is George. And this whole paddock used to be grass. They love to like put their nose in everything and turn everything, so now it's a big mud pit.
And they're probably so happy about that.
Yeah.
The day they came to meet Oaks, I remember I was so nervous because I was like, buddy, this is all on you. Like, it's all up to you whether or not you get to come home. And then they went in that pen, and him and Hotch had their little, you know, male kind of thing at first. And then it went good, and I was just like, buddy, you get all the treats when we get home.
Awesome. It's such a nervous thing to bring your dog for a dog check because you can fall in love with the dog, and then it's really ultimately up to your dog. All down here, there's different paddocks for all the herds of horses. Then we have our mud paddock for the pigs. That fence area is called our playgroup area. So every morning we do a doggy playgroup, and that's where the dogs play together. It's really amazing for the dogs because some dogs that are like labeled not good with dogs, we can find them one or two friends that they can play very well with.
Okay.
So it's very good to socialize them that way. Yeah.
Where are we heading to see next? The sheep?
Yes, we're gonna go this way to that field, and there are sheep, and we also have donkeys and ponies.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Girly, I don't know you will like that. This is actually where Hotch and Girly met Oaks for the first time.
Aww.
And they were introduced, and I was given the go-ahead that they worked well
That's
together.
awesome.
So it's like memories.
Yeah. But now this paddock has been taken over by their sheep.
By you lovely
Yeah.
folk.
The white one, the biggest one, is James. The one on the right of him is Anita, and then the darker one is Anita's son. So James, the most fluffy one, he actually escaped from a slaughterhouse. So there were activists that were having like a vigil outside of a slaughterhouse, and he actually went under a fence and just kept running. Yeah, so they ended up catching him. And then Anita and her son, he was born on the slaughterhouse truck and brought to the slaughterhouse. And because it was around like Easter time, the butcher or the people that worked at the slaughterhouse, they gave it to the animal activists like as kind of like a gift, I guess, like to give them their life. Baby, Moo-Moo, come here. Isn't he big?
Oh my goodness.
So these two, Danielle rescued from a meat auction, and they were just small, like little baby cows, and she had to bottle feed them and everything.
Oh my goodness.
Now I think they're 3 or 4 years old, so they're huge.
Man, I love cows. Pigs, cows, they're all just dogs.
Yeah,
I just
honestly.
love the lovin'. Only 2 cows?
Yes, only 2 cows. I'm sure if they had more space, Danielle would have like 50 cows and 50 pigs.
That's fair. I feel like that's the dream. Like, I have 3 dogs. It's so hard not to have 4 dogs.
I know,
It was hard not to have 2 dogs.
Yeah.
I'd love to rescue a cow or rescue a horse. Like, that's kind of in the future, but like that's something I want to work towards, and like having this platform and having all of you guys watching, I want to be able to use that voice to maybe help inspire you guys and help animals in need and things like that. But that's the goal. Maybe one day it'll be the 3 pups and a dog and a horse and a pig.
And a cow.
Yeah. One too many pigs for you?
We do. Do you smell the cow on me?
I'm sorry I betrayed you.
She looks upset with us.
We're about to go into the kennel, and what can you tell us about who we're going to meet today?
I'm going to show you Gina, Trooper, and Cher.
Okay.
They're all like super affectionate. They're going to love meeting you and getting the extra attention. So I think it's going to be really good.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Let's go on in.
This is Gina.
Hi, Gina.
She's a love bug. Like, she loves to cuddle. Hello. She'll probably kiss your face. Like, she's so sweet, yeah. She came to us from another shelter where she was just living there, and there was no no successful adoption for her, so we took her in. She's been so wonderful with people, as you can see. She just is selective with dogs, so she like is a little reactive on leash, but in play groups where she plays with other dogs, she's amazing. So she just needs someone that'll be able to work with that.
How old is she?
She's, I believe, about 5.
And what type of dog?
I'm not sure.
A mix?
Yeah, she has like some brindle in her, then she has a stripe down her head, so
Oh,
who
you're
knows,
beautiful.
right? Yeah. So this is Cher. She is about 3 years old. She has tons of energy. She loves to play with other large dogs, so we're looking for a home where either her owner's like super athletic, energetic, or with another large dog that can keep up with her energy.
Oaks would run forever with you.
That's what she needs.
Hi. So this is Trooper. Trooper's about 4 years old, and you are the cutest thing I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. How did Trooper come to Dogtails?
Trooper came to us from a high kill shelter. He is kind of a special case, so he's wonderful. Like his personality, he's amazing. He's good with kids, he's good with everything. Like he's super sweet. He loves everyone loves him. But he does have a medical condition.
Okay.
So he has a tail pull injury, which means someone either yanked on his tail really hard or he got it stuck somewhere and that caused nerve damage in his back end area. So he can't control his bowel movement. So that's why he's been here for so long, because he is a medical case and he'll need someone that will really love him unconditionally, because he will have accidents in the house. He's been struggling to get adopted here, but we're very hopeful that someone will come along very soon and see his little elf face and want to take him home.
If you guys are interested in meeting any of these puppers, I'm gonna put the links down below. You guys have open houses every Sunday, correct?
Yeah, we have open houses every Sunday from 11 to 5 and the kennel's open from 12 to 4.
So nice to meet you, Trooper.
Dogtails is a farm where we save animals, my husband and I, from Canada and all over the world.
We'll slowly start bringing them in.
Sure.
We find homes for dogs.
We have horses,
Little foal was born here just 3 weeks ago.
sheep, chickens.
Ducks, pigs.
Matilda's very opinionated. If she had her way, she would just run this place.
This is my heart and soul, this place.
Dogtails is headed to our First Nation community to help rescue feral dogs.
There's another one. He'll bite. 51 dogs. We're gonna take amazing care of them.
In the Carolinas right now, they're having a pretty substantial hurricane. Poor dogs almost drowned.
This is just overwhelming.
Danielle and I are in Tel Aviv in Israel. It's a hoarding situation.
I can't even count them.
Dealing with helpless animals gives me a bunch of sleepless nights.
It's very emotional.
She's so beautiful.
Takes everything from you.
Virtually has no muscle left. Just amazing that you guys would take on so many of these special cases.
If you want him, you can definitely adopt him.
Very happy.
That is so sweet. This is the first time it's in a home.
It's already relaxing.
I have an amazing staff.
It's pitch black and there's a dog in the trap. She's nervous.
These kind of rescues really make my job extra rewarding.
I'm just happy we brought him here.
When dogs swim, it's gonna be great for his poor little elbows. Good boy.
It is harder to adopt out special needs dogs. He's fully just running on 2 legs.
This is not work. It's a passion, it's a life.
I don't see myself doing anything else.